But hold on, Gary, what happens if the same two threads come to execute the same bit of code? And you would be right, that would be disastrous because one thread puts, let's say, the number 10 into a particular variable, the other thread puts 0 in there. When the first thread comes back there again, it was expecting a 10, but now it's a 0, and it all just goes wrong. There's just absolute chaos. So to get round this, there's the idea of locking. That means that when a particular piece of code is important, it can be locked. Now, there are a whole variety of different locks that are available and the way they work is different. But the basic idea is this: thread 1 comes into an area that is sensitive, it will lock that area and say no one else can come in here. It will do its work, and while, if that's happening, thread number 2 comes along, it will wait until thread number 1 has finished and then exits out the other end. But of course, then if that's not done right, then the whole idea of multi-threading just disappears, because rather than having multiple threads all running in parallel in your program, what actually happens is they all end up queuing up one behind the other because they're all waiting for this important section. So actually getting your locking right in a thread is very important. And there are other problems. For example, what happens if a thread leaves that section under an error condition, and because of a bug in the program, it forgets to unlock the code? Then now it will wait forever because the code remains locked. There are also other problems. What happens if you've got two threads? Thread number 1 enters into a section of code that's locked, and it then starts waiting for something from thread number 2. Thread number 2 comes into a program area, it locks it, but it can't proceed until it's able to go into the code that is currently occupied by thread number 1. Or thread number 1 is now waiting for thread number 2, and thread number 2 is now waiting for thread number 1, and we get deadlock.